Hello everybody, welcome to another True review. I am of course True, your Million G gamer, and this is Disco Dodgeball Remix on the Xbox One, which releases today for the price of £11.99 in the UK, but does have a discount to £9.59 for the next 2 days as of when this review goes live. So Disco Dodgeball Remix is a ridiculous physics-based future sport combining robots, one-hit kill projectile combat, crazy dodgeball action. Dodge, deflect, catch enemy fire as you perform ridiculous aerial stunt shots with the mustachioed unicycle robot, and enjoy the voice of the booming monster truck driver announcer when you score. Play a wide variety of classic and expert game modes in single player, local multiplayer or online multiplayer matches. So I went into this game with little to no expectations, and I surprisingly enjoyed the hell out of it. I don't usually go for this kind of thing. As you probably all know, very regular people who watch the channel, I don't really like versus games an awful lot. But this one I do. I think it's because it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's just fun, and it's one of those games that's simple to pick up. Anybody can play it basically, but it's difficult to master. I think what set it off was just the vibrancy of the game from the get-go. With it being a disco themed game, you've got bright colours, red, yellow, blues, greens, all flashing all over the place. The music is, pounding out all over. And for any game that you kill your enemies with a disco ball, which takes the form of the dodgeball, obviously, you just gotta raise a smile to your face with it. Just the creativity in coming up with this concept. So graphically, it's nothing really fantastic to write home about, but it does what it needs to do. The different arenas that you can choose from, of which there is 15, which is a massive amount, to be honest with you, for a title this size. They're all different. Some of them are catwalk heavy, some of them are stair heavy, ramp heavy, some of them have obstacles in the way, some of them are more open arenas, and one of them is even a homage to a classic Mario Kart map, of all things. Some of them are very enclosed, some of them have little bits of interior sections, and they all offer something different. Different sizes as well, keep things fresh, from a selection of small maps which you can randomly choose from if you don't want to pick one you want and want to keep it a surprise, and also a random selection of large maps on offer as well. The graphics of the actual robots that you control, they can be quite customizable, because when you ever play any of the single player modes, you unlock experience points which give you kind of like random drops of scrap, and you can go into a menu and customize cosmetic things for your robot and design your robot exactly how you want it. Now, with it being a first person game, you obviously don't get to see an awful lot of the cosmetic work that you do, but it's still nevertheless fun to give your robot that unique look to it to make it stand out from the crowd. So moving on to sound, let's have a little listen. Musically is the game's strong point. Obviously, with it being a disco theme, you would expect the soundtrack to have a disco theme going throughout it. This game doesn't disappoint in any way whatsoever. Whether it be from the multiple number of tracks on offer here to the booming announcer, who is, as described in the description, a monster truck announcer, announcing you've got a long distance kill, or you're on fire when you get a kill streak of at least 5 or more. Whether you get a long shot or rebound shot, the announcer is on point and generally calls all the plays spot on for the most part. I don't think I actually saw one instance where he actually got it wrong and managed to keep up with the action, which is quite a feat really, because things do get absolutely nuts, especially if you manage to get a full match of 12 on 12 people in the arena there. It gets absolutely bonkers, with kills coming at a rate of knots which I've never seen before in a game, to be honest with you. People just die and respawning all the time. It's a very fun, frantic, crazy experience with multiple dodgeballs flying all over the place. So how does it play then, the gameplay? Well, it plays surprisingly good, to be honest with you. The controls are tight. You have, with you being a unicycle, you can't just stop on a dime. You do have a brake button to facilitate that, and that does take a little bit of getting used to, and you do have to remember it's there, otherwise you will find yourself very hard to control, doing some more tight, maneuvers around some of the corners and some of the maps that it sets out for you. But yeah, it controls brilliantly. You throw the ball with the right trigger. You can also catch the ball if you're able to do so. Catching is very, very difficult, but there's a great tutorial section which explains all the basic game mechanics and some of the more advanced mechanics as well. So that's a much welcomed addition. And what I really love about this game most is the amount of options you get available to you. It's got an arcade mode, which is you with 5 lives against an ever-increasing number of enemies across 8 different stages. That's probably going to be the hardest achievement to actually obtain in the game. You then also have available to you a number of other options in single player, such as the training mode, you have a challenge mode, and you also have bot mode, which is basically the local or online multiplayer with bots. The most fun I probably had in it was when I put one of the very small tiny arenas in there and put everybody in the room. Obviously I played this game before it was released, so there was not an awful lot of people playing online to play with. So using the bots, I was expecting the usual bot experience where they're either ridiculously hard and unfair, or they're just no challenge whatsoever. But fortunately I can say that this game got it spot on. They're fun and challenging with not being walkovers and easy. And as you move through the difficulty levels, they do get more brutally unforgiving with their shots. But as I mentioned briefly there is local mode, which you and another player can join locally on your Xbox console, and then you can either play against one another in split screen, or you can place a number of bots in there as well. There's over 20 different game types, from a number of classic modes to a number of more expert modes, which kind of spin the whole game concept on its head, where you have to maybe score shots through hoops and things rather than taking out your opponents. There's a multitude of modes here and an awful lot on offer for the asking price. All this is of course available in online as well, which is a welcome addition to the game, because we see a lot of these small games that are versus games that don't have online, and that really affects them and affects their accessibility. And the fact that this has online coding to play against everybody else who buys this game is a fantastic addition and a most welcome addition. Because whilst the bots will have fun, there's nothing more fun than ripping your opponents if you manage to get that long distance bank shot, or get an unlucky ricochet that takes out maybe 2 or 3 opponents with one shot of the ball. It's a good feeling when you manage to pull them off, and honestly the game just gets frantically crazy and nuts with like 6, 7, 8, 9 dodgeballs flying around a very small arena, while 12 robots whiz around on one wheel trying to firstly catch a ball to throw, and then actually lock on and chuck it at an opponent and score a kill. It's just so much fun. Of course, you can probably tell, I can highly recommend this game. It's a definite buy from me, and if you are going to pick it up, take advantage of that slight little discount that is there at the start of its release. It is worth the $11.99 otherwise, but a discount's a discount at the end of the day. But a definite recommendation of a buy from me. One of the very few versus only multiplayer games that I have enjoyed probably in the last 2, maybe 3 years, if I've put my hand on my heart. So well done to the developers on this one, and look forward to seeing what they come out with next.